1. Important topics particularly for this year, Prelims. Prelims International Relations. First topic, International Solar Alliance. First topic is International Solar Alliance. The world is moving towards renewable energy. As renewable energy is a clean energy, it is environment friendly. In the year 2015, Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended COP21 summit in Paris. While going with Paris and INDC's intended national determined contributions, Modi also announced International Solar Alliance, and he told that all countries which are in tropical regions are rich in sunshine, also called as sunshine countries or Surya Putra countries. Sunshine countries are Surya Putra countries, and these countries have the rich resource of solar energy. Around 122 countries are located between Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer, and these countries can contribute well for International Solar Alliance. And most of these countries are in the tropical regions and they are very good in developmental aspects also. And first time in India there was an international headquarter, that is ISA. First time in ISA, International Solar Alliance headquarters are located at Gurugram, Haryana, in National Institute of Solar Energy. In National Institute of Solar Energy, first time it was located in Gurugram, Haryana. There are around 122 countries, and why it was in news? Recently, it was extended to all UN countries. Recently, ISA was extended to all UN countries. Argentina became 72nd country. Argentina recently became 72nd country to sign the framework. Argentina recently became the 72nd country to sign the framework. And India has a target of 175 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2022. India has a target of 175 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2022, and out of which 100 gigawatts should be solar energy. That is India's target. Out of which 100 gigawatts solar energy. So India is trying to do that. And World Bank is also supporting financially and also trying to mobilize aid to the International Solar Alliance. This is very important. ISA, International Solar Alliance. At the same time, we should also remember about recent climate summit held at Katowice. Katowice. Katowice, COP24 summit in Katowice. Remember, India have submitted INDCs in Paris summit, intended nationally determined contributions. INDCs means intended nationally determined contributions. In the INDCs, India said India will reduce its emission intensity. India will reduce its emission intensity by 33 to 35% by 2030 based on 2005 levels. 33 to 35% by 2030 based on 2005 levels. You may get a question, what is emission intensity? Emission intensity means for every GDP unit of production, how much carbon emissions you are making. That's called emission intensity. If you promise that I am reducing emission intensity, that means I am introducing environmental friendly technologies. That's called emission intensity. Emission intensity means for every unit of GDP, how much emissions you are emitting to the, releasing to the atmosphere. That is called emission intensity. In the INDCs, India also told, India will ensure that by increasing our forest cover, tree cover, 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon sink we will create. Carbon sink means simple. In the world, generally what will happen if there is more tree cover, trees will inhale carbon dioxide. So, by creating more tree cover, 2.5 to 3 million tons of carbon sink. That much of carbon will be sinked into the forests. So, second promise. Third is, by 2030, out of all our renewable energy promises, in the entirety of renewable energy resources, by 2030, in our energy needs, 40% should come from renewable energy. In our energy needs, 40% from renewable energy. So, this is very important for exam. Apart from that, this year, apart from Katowice, 2 years back we have one important Kigali agreement on HFCs, hydrofluorocarbons. You may get a question on what are HFCs? Hydrofluorocarbons. Remember, Kigali on HFCs, recent Katowice and emission intensity related to International Solar Alliance and also renewable energy. So, total renewable energy as such is very, very important. You can go to the annual report of Ministry of Renewable Energy and you can see what are the recent updates in that. New schemes and programs, all those things. And next thing is in IR, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. In SCO, the important questions. The recent summit was held at Qingdao, Qingdao. It was 18th summit. The recent summit was held at Qingdao. It was 18th summit. And the SCO was basically formed in the name of Shanghai 5. Shanghai 5 with China, Russia, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. Later Uzbekistan joined. When Uzbekistan joined, it has become Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And recently, last year, India and Pakistan joined. India and Pakistan. As India have joined into the SCO, you may expect a question on SCO. And in the Qingdao summit, our Prime Minister Modi attended. Here, you should understand there is one important question in SCO. What is RATS? RATS, Regional Anti-Terrorism Structure. It's a sub-organization in SCO. RATS is a sub-organization in which group? SCO. In Shanghai Cooperation Organization, RATS is a sub-organization. Remember. And India and Pakistan have become full members of SCO. And one more important, this summit was 18th summit. The Qingdao summit was 18th summit. 4 observers, apart from regular members like China, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan, we have 4 observers. Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran and Mongolia. 4 observers. Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran and Mongolia. And the 18th summit. In the 18th summit, Modi spoke about secure. SECURE. Modi spoke about secure. S for security, E for economic development, C for connectivity, U for unity, R for respect for sovereignty and integrity, R for respect for sovereignty and integrity, and E for environmental protection. E for environmental protection. This is what is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The most important question is RATS, Regional Anti-Terrorism Structure. Next is, see, there was a proposal. Africa's free trade area, African Union free trade area. See, if at all this proposal comes into reality, it's going to be the largest free trade area in the world. It's going to be the largest free trade area in the world. AFCTFA, African Continent Free Trade Area. African Continent Free Trade Area. So, the total, all African countries, if at all they come, they will come under the FTA. The FTA framework is being discussed in Kigali, Rwanda, and intra-Africa trade. Within Africa, the trade of the countries is just 10.2%. So, with this FTA, internally trade also will get increased. It's going to help 1.2 billion African people. It's going to help 1.2 billion African people. So, let's hope that this will work on. Next important current affairs with respect to IR. International Court of Justice, ICJ. Why it is important? This is important because Indian judge Mr. Dalveer Bhandari, Indian judge Mr. Dalveer Bhandari, India సంబంధించిన judge, Indian judge Mr. Dalveer Bhandari have second time re-elected as ICJ judge. So for this reason you should know first what is ICJ, why he got elected, how he got elected. First thing is, International Court of Justice is the principal judicial organ of the UNO. Principal judicial organ. It have 15 judges. Each tenure was 9 years. Each judge will have tenure of 9 years. And for every 3 years, 5 judges will retire. For every 3 years, 5 judges will retire. The headquarters of ICJ are at Hague. The headquarters of ICJ are at Hague, Netherlands. And English and French are the two official languages of ICJ. One fantastic thing about ICJ, we can say it's in a positive way or a negative way. The judgment given by ICJ do not carry any presidential value. For example, if Indian Supreme Court gives a judgment, it is binding in future cases. But the judgment given by ICJ will be applicable only with respect to particular parties, only with respect to particular case. Only with respect to particular parties, only with respect to particular case. And no two judges shall be from the same nation. No two judges shall be from the same nation. And the most important thing is, in ICJ, only states are the parties. Individuals cannot go to court. Only states can go for ICJ, International Court of Justice. India second time got re-elected, Mr. Dalveer Bhandari. In this re-election, India have won over Britain. This is a fantastic thing. Britain is a permanent member in UNSC. In spite of that, India won the seat. In spite of that, India won the seat. And UK said that it was pleased to see that India got re-elected. UK said that it was pleased to see that India got re-elected. And Bhandari received 183 out of 193 votes. 183 out of 193 votes. At the final call, when Britain understood that it is going to get defeated, it have withdrawn from candidature. In the final call, when British understood that it is going to lose, it lost. It have withdrawn the candidate. So this is ICJ, very very important. And remember, for ICJ there is a separate statute. Statute of ICJ, not UN. UN statute there is a mention about ICJ. For ICJ there is a separate statute. Statute of International Court of Justice. So important for exam this time. And next thing is UNHRC, United Nations Human Rights Council. This is also in news. You know the reason India got elected to it. It's very difficult to get elected, re-elected and elected. It's not so easy. But India got elected, re-elected again into United Nations Human Rights Council. See, before 2006 it was Commission, UN Commission for Human Rights. And this commission after 2006 have become United Nations Human Rights Council. And recently America said it is withdrawing from UNHRC, stating that UNHRC is biased against Israel. And Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised America's decision. Benjamin Netanyahu praised America's decision because America is supporting Israel. And UNHRC right now is a more equal body, proportional body. As you all know, India got re-elected for a period of 3 years. Beginning from January 1st, 2019. India got re-elected for a period of 3 years, beginning from January 1st, 2019 in the Asia Pacific category. So the greatness about UN Human Rights Council is it gives equal priority to all members. I will tell you the distribution. The distribution goes like this. See, 13 seats for Africa, 13 seats for Asia Pacific. Out of 47, 13 seats for Africa, 13 for Asia Pacific. 6 seats for Eastern European countries. 6 seats for Eastern European countries. 8 seats for Latin America and Caribbean states. 8 seats for Latin America and Caribbean states, and 7 seats for Western European and other states. 7 seats for Western European and other states. So this distribution is very, very important for exam, because India also got re-elected. Next, International Maritime Organization. International Maritime Organization. Again, why this is a news? This is a news because India got re-elected. IMO, International Maritime Organization. This is in news because India got re-elected. The headquarters of IMO are at London. And IMO was an intergovernmental maritime consultation organization. Intergovernmental Maritime Consultation Organization. Headquarters are at London. Now it has 174 members. India is currently a member, got re-elected as a member. See, here you should remember there are 2 important conventions with respect to IMO. India is going to ratify it in future. There are 2 important conventions with respect to IMO. India is going to ratify them in future. One is Ballast Water Convention. Ballast, BALLAST. Second is Bunker Convention, BUNKER. First is Ballast Water Convention. Second is Bunker Convention. Ballast Water Convention is relating to transforming or transporting harmful aquatic organisms from one region to other. Harmful aquatic organisms from one region to other. It deals with transforming or transferring harmful aquatic means related to water, aquatic organisms from one region to other. Bunker Convention is related to oil spills. So India might ratify these 2, Ballast Water Convention and Bunker Convention. Next important IR related current affair is 3rd Indian Ocean Conference. It was held at Vietnam. Why it was in news? It was held at Hanoi, Vietnam capital. Why it was in news? Because the conference was organized by Indian Foundation in association with Rajaratnam School for International Studies. Both belong to India and also some organizations in Bangladesh. So, Indian Ocean Conference, building regional architectures. The theme is building regional architectures. 3rd Indian Ocean Conference was held at Hanoi, Vietnam. So, it was initiated by Delhi based think tank. So, it is important. It was initiated by Delhi based think tank. So, it is important. Next, AIBD, Asia Pacific Institute for Broadcasting Development. AIBD, Asia Pacific Institute for Broadcasting Development. Why it is in news? It is in news because India became president. AIBD, Asia Pacific Institute for Broadcast Development, was a regional intergovernmental organization established in 1977 under UNESCO. And this institution works in the field of electronic media development. AIBD, Asia Pacific Institute for Broadcast Development, works for electronic media development, and it also have unified electronic media environment and better policies and better resources for media environment. So, electronic media environment, better environment for electronic media, better policy and better resources for electronic media. The headquarters of AIBD are at Kuala Lumpur. The headquarters for Asia Pacific Institute for Broadcast and Development are at Kuala Lumpur. Along with 26 members, India is a full member. India got elected as a president for 2-year tenure recently. India got elected as a president for 2-year tenure. For the first time, India got elected as a president, India defeated Iran in that. India defeated Iran. Okay.